everyone, it's Emaphant here, and I'm back with a brand new speed build. So today we are building a big modern farmhouse. This house can fit up to 9 Sims technically. I put in 2 different pet beds and then 7 different beds or like bedrooms. One of them is like the parents' bedroom. So it's a big house, you know, you can fit a lot of people in it. I kind of liked that idea with this kind of farmhouse thought. I feel like typically farmhouses have very, very big families in them. So I wanted to play around with that vibe, and I think it turned out really well. And it's not like overly opulent either. You know, it's a big house, but it's not like super wealthy. You know, it's a nice house, but it's not crazy. So I really enjoyed that, and I wanted to kind of go off of that vibe. If you guys watch HGTV, there's a show called Fixer Upper that kind of has a lot of these modern farmhouses, and I really like that show. That was kind of the like design vibe that I was going for with a lot of the interior. I actually did get the inspiration for the exterior from a picture on Pinterest, which I will pop up on screen for you guys in a moment. This was kind of more focusing on the front like porch and garage area that we're building, as well as helping me with the roof line, because I struggle so much with roof lines. I don't know what it is about them, but I just find roof lines like extremely difficult to make look good. Like, I don't know. They're tricky things, and I don't know why they're so hard in The Sims, but I feel like they are. So I really like having some inspiration there and kind of figuring out, you know, what combination of like transition of different roof lines will actually make it look good. So that was super helpful for me to like look off of, as well as getting some nice gardening areas around. Like I like how I did kind of the garden going like back in this very, very center of the house, and it allows me to have some more windows back in the middle of the house as well, because I feel like that's always a tricky thing when you're trying to have enough sunlight in a house or having enough light in general in a house. You know, you want to have natural light as much as possible because it's a lot prettier. So I thought that was good to have this little insight into the middle of the house to allow me to have windows back there. But yeah, we're pretty much wrapping up like the main body of the house. Like I said, this was built off of a picture that I found, so it wasn't necessarily me thinking of it all on the spot, but I'm really happy with it, how it turned out. And like, I think mostly I'm really happy with the roof line because that's so difficult for me. So I was pleased with that. I also don't know that I've ever used this fencing from base game before, like this really simple, I think it's called a ladder fencing, but I think it fits with this farm vibe really, really well. Like it looks like a farm fence. So I was happy with that. I also picked the lot that we're on very, very specifically. So I don't know that you'll see it necessarily as I'm building, but if you know this lot or if you wait for the screenshots, there's this huge farm like area on this lot in Brindleton Bay off to the left for how we're facing right now. And I wanted like to capitalize on that. I wanted to think that this family who owns this house also owns that farm off in the distance, and like they live here with their farms right nearby. So I thought that was really great. Like, you know, it's a great area for a farmhouse as well. Brindleton Bay is very good with that. I also don't know if you guys saw, but Simcrew Graham has posted or did post a Twitter poll about farming as an expansion pack that it might be coming to The Sims. I don't know, that's what it said, but we might have some actual farming and actual farmhouses in The Sims at some point in the future. I have no idea anything about this. Like I'm not in the know. But that'd be super cool. I don't know. Do you guys want farming in The Sims? Is that something that you think you would play with? I don't think that I necessarily would, because I also don't play the game. I just build houses in the game. So yeah, but it'd be really cool, and I think that we get a lot of really cool stuff if we did get it. So yeah, we'll see what happens with that, you know. He was just asking what people I think would like to see in a farming expansion, like as far as animals or like what other gameplay, if that was like growing crops and things like that people wanted. So I said horses. I think horses in The Sims would be so cool. I have no idea how they do it, but I kind of want to find out. Anyway, we've kind of wrapped up the floor plan there. You saw me squishing like a bunch of what's going to be bedrooms up in their roof line there. I think that's something that's really tricky, but also really fun with Sims, is having to kind of fight with the game and how the roof lines work to actually squish these in and have windows in all the bedrooms and not have the roofs clipping through the rooms, because that happens so much and it's incredibly frustrating. But we do get, I believe we stay with these 5 bedrooms upstairs, and then the master bedroom is downstairs. That's what we do. We also have an office downstairs next to the master bedroom, as well as, of course, course, a big kitchen, dining area, and a living room. So, oh yeah, we also do this kind of weird like pavement half circle thing I was building earlier. That's actually going to be the driveway. I recognize that turn is way too tight for any car to actually make this. My boyfriend was quick to point it out to me that was unrealistic and I couldn't do that. But you know what? This is The Sims. It doesn't have to be realistic. So that's what that's intended for. You saw me put in that kind of garage door shape from City Living to represent the garage door there, and then just, got a little driveway that comes out onto the street/sidewalk, because of course driveways come onto sidewalks. That's how you want it. But yeah, working on some landscaping now, getting that terrain paint and some bushes here. This landscaping was like very perfect, I feel like. Which I also feel like that symmetry almost makes sense for a farmhouse, because if you think about, if you're farming, you're doing a lot with crops and they have very clear lines and they're almost geometric in a way, which I think is kind of strange to say about such a natural or organic thing. But, you do have a lot of like parallel lines and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to bring those vibes into the landscaping as well, with how we have these bushes, just hosta bushes, that's what they're called. I couldn't think of the word for a second. These bushes like all very evenly spaced. We do get more flowers in there in a little while, but I liked that. It felt, very, very farm-like to me. So I really actually enjoyed building this house a lot. Like, I don't typically build stuff that's this traditional, so that was different for me. But it was cool, it was a different style. Like, I think it was hardest for me to get the interior design the way that like made me happy, because I like modern builds. And obviously a farmhouse is not necessarily a modern build, but I was extremely happy with how the exterior turned out. Like, I was really, really pleased that kind of that vision that I had in my head like came through in all the parts of it. And that, I didn't get too messed up with only having this picture of the front of the house to build off of, that I feel like the back of the house still ties in very, very nicely with that frame, and it works, it works. So yeah, I'm getting some flooring in here. We just go with a really simple wood throughout the entire house. I believe it's also from Cats and Dogs. We use a ton of stuff from Cats and Dogs, as I'm sure you might have guessed, given the style of this house. It fits in really well with that expansion pack. So yeah, it's pretty simple on the inside. I wanted it to feel very homely, very family friendly, as we do have 5 kid bedrooms in this house. Obviously that's a pretty big family, and I kind of wanted to respect that and have a lot of toy areas or comfortable areas for all of these kids and their friends and whoever else to end up in the house. I would have liked to have a bigger backyard section than what we end up getting. I think it's still really nice, but I kind of wanted to have like a pool or a basketball court, and I didn't get either of those things. Oh wait, no, I'm lying, you guys. I'm lying to you. I did get a basketball goal. What's it called? Basketball net? Is that what it's called? Oh my god. Hoop. Hoop is the word I'm looking for. That was so embarrassing. Oh my goodness. We get a basketball hoop at the front of the house, where that driveway area is. But still working on the backyard here, doing some more with the terrain paint. I wasn't necessarily thrilled with this kind of rock area, like patio, I guess you would call it, area, and how that blended into the grass around it and whatnot, but I think it's okay. I don't know. I feel like I covered too much of this with that rock, and I should have just left it grass instead. But I wanted to put in a fire pit, and I wanted to put in a table out there, which I actually changed. I didn't leave that table there. Anyway, so I wanted to put all this stuff in the backyard, but I felt like I needed to kind of finish the actual terrain for that as well. So I put down all this like rock terrain paint, and I'm not so sure about it. I think it might have been better had I just left it grass. But I didn't do that. So if you want to change it, you can do that. This is available for download on the gallery. If you follow me in the gallery, you probably already saw it, because I did post this a few days ago and only am just now doing the voiceover. But yeah, it's there if you want to download it. It's under my Origin ID Emaphant, or you can also search the hashtag Emaphant if you'd like to get that. So we are starting to move on to the interior. We're starting with the kitchen here, keeping up with those farmhouse vibes. We get some nice butcher block counters, get some nice like checkerboard tile that I feel like is very indicative of like a traditional farmhouse. I think I would have liked to get more red in here than I did, but I still liked how the kitchen turned out. Like it's not my style by any means because it is pretty traditional and it's not very modern at all, but I think it fits for this type of house very, very well. And you also got these 2 bar stools if you have, your gaggle of kids hanging out with you, as well as a very large dining table with, I think, 8 chairs. I think we end up putting 8 chairs there. I believe so. And one of them is a toddler chair. This house is also toddler friendly. It does have stairs to the toddler rooms, but it's fine. It's fine. Your toddler can learn how to walk fast. It's good. So yeah, that's pretty much wrapping up a lot of the basics of the kitchen and dining room. We get a chair over here in this corner by the window, as well as a desk and a computer, just as kind of like a central kitchen command center. I don't know. I always had a desk in my house growing up that was like where you drop the mail and where like you could pay bills or stuff like that. So I did stick a computer on there, which you can keep it, you can not keep it. I think we end up with 3 computers in the house, 1 here in the kitchen, 1 in the office that we'll be doing, and then one of them I thought we got 3, maybe we don't. Potentially one of them in a kid's bedroom, but now I can't remember. So yeah, it's a nice, simple, like, homey kitchen dining area, and it's a good open plan. I feel like it's very easy to walk through, which would be good with all of these kids and the potential 2 pets that I did set up this house for. So I also recognize that I built this house for, like, more Sims than the game supports in one household, but I wanted to give you guys options that, like, if you wanted 2 pets or 5 kids, like, whatever you guys wanted to do if you download this house, like, you can do that, and it does support it already without having to change anything. So I recognize that I built this house for 9 Sims, and you can't have 9 unless you mod it. You can mod it and have 9, but it gives you a lot of options. So we also decorate this house with a lot of like kitty decor. You'll see me pulling out like some of those plates that look like kids painted them, as well as like just stuff from Parenthood that has like a lot of kid painting or decorations on them. I wanted to include a lot of that stuff throughout the house so it really felt like there were children living here and it wasn't just like perfectly done up, because I don't think that most farmhouses that you would ever see in real life would be perfected, because I don't know, right? Like, they're farmhouses, you got animals and you got mud and you got people working and doing things outdoors that would bring in mess, and yeah, just got a lot going on at all times. So we are moving on to the living room now. This is a very simple living room. I was trying to get enough seating for everyone in the family in there. We end up a little shy, but there's some other seats around the area, as well as a little kiddie play area for them that we'll get to in a little while. But I did struggle with this a little bit because I wanted to include some color in this living room, but keep it pretty neutral and farmy. I don't know. I'm bad at doing like colorful colors unless I just like pick one thing and go with that. It's hard for me to feel like I'm doing something traditional and colorful. I feel like I just go white or black or just like taupe, and everything's taupe, and that's so boring. So I'm attempting to do that with this rug that we have down here that's all blues and greens, and then I think we get some decor like flowers and paintings that are more colorful, but we might not. We might just leave it super neutral. We do get pale yellow walls and white curtains. You may have noticed if you watch a lot of my videos that I like pale yellow walls and white curtains everywhere. They're a good combination, very, very simple curtains. That's what I like. But yeah, I'm finishing up some decor here, moving some things around. I also wanted to make sure that we had enough lighting here with the various lamps that we get, and some more of these corners and whatnot, because I always feel like that's something that you have to be careful of, is having like the right amount of lighting in The Sims. And maybe I make it too bright, but you know what? I like how much lighting it gets. I think my air conditioner just got really, really loud. So if you hear weird whooshing noise, I don't know what's going on. Something might be taking flight in my house. It's fine. It's all good. Anyway, moving on, we are starting to work on the master bedroom here. This is on the first floor, whereas the rest of the rooms are on the second floor. It's a really good sized master bedroom, but I also didn't want to make it too fancy. So we got this nice quilted bed that is a pretty nice bed from Cats and Dogs, like 4-poster bed. But it still feels homey, I guess is what I'm going for. Like, it's nice. It's a very nice bed, but it still feels comfortable and traditional and homey. Yeah, I also struggle. Okay, so not every single, there's one small one. A lot of these dog beds or like pet beds in The Sims are so big and I never know where to put them and it drives me insane. So I end up taking out one of these closets that I have and like making this little like cubby hole for the dog bed. It's a little bit weird, but I tried, you can kind of see me moving things around, moving the chairs around and readjusting things. I tried to like fit it elsewhere and still have the room feel balanced, but nowhere felt right to me. So I ended up taking out this closet and like putting this curtain over it to like pretend you could kind of close the dog in and they would have their little like cave area that's just like the dog area. It doesn't quite line up, but we're going to pretend like it does because I couldn't actually make it line up correctly. I think I still did size down the dog bed once. But if you have a big dog, it might, like the dog might bleed over the edge a little bit. I don't know. Those are so difficult to place and I always struggle with it, but like I like to have big dogs in my Sims houses, so I don't know what else to do. Anyway, we are working on the master ensuite here. Very, very simple bathroom. Very brown bathroom as well, to be honest with you. I don't usually do bathrooms quite this brown, but I felt like it worked with the whole traditional vibe we were going with. I don't know why I think brown feels so traditional to me, but it does. Like, yeah, I guess traditional is the word that I am looking for. Sometimes I think traditional means like fancy, like old-fashioned, as like fancy old-fashioned as opposed to homely old-fashioned. And I'm trying to figure out how to explain that better. And I don't know that I can. So we're just gonna go with that. Anyway, we are working on the garage here. I did leave a big, huge empty space as if you could park a car here, but I did not put a car inside. And then I just get some things that I felt like would make sense in the garage, like a laundry room, like that handyman activity skill building table. So it's a very simple garage. Got some storage in there that isn't actually storage or useful, but it looks right. So getting some more decor on the outside, on this porch area here. It's a big porch. I mean, I always like to put chairs and things like that on my Sims porches, but they don't ever actually sit on them. Really, as far as I feel like, do your Sims sit on your porch chairs? I'm curious, because I don't think my Sims ever do that. I don't know, but I always put them, so yeah, they got some chairs out there and doing some more landscaping. I got a little happy with my ground covers all the way around the edge of the front of the house, but I think it looked better than the hedges I had there before, so I was happy with it. We also got in, you just saw there, a little obstacle course for whatever pet or dog, probably dogs. I don't know if cats do obstacle courses. Do cats do obstacle courses if you were to build one? If you have ever seen or know of a video of a cat going through an obstacle course, will you comment it down below? Because I want to see it. I'm really curious for this. Like, I want to know what that is. Anyway, we are working on the back porch, back deck area here, getting some nice string lights around there. Because I always think it's fun to have these string lights from the holiday giveaway, whatever pack thing it was, around. Because they feel just like really festive and really fun. And I know that they're for a specific holiday, but I just like having them outside in general because, I mean, that's what I want my back deck area to do. I just haven't hung any lights yet because I don't know how to attach them to these solid brick walls that I'm also not allowed to drill anything into because my neighbors own those walls and I don't. So that's been my little project that I need to figure out at some point, but they're festive and they're fun and I like to have them in my Sims houses. So we are just finishing up this backyard area. We get a little bit more like toys for kids and gardening stuff back here. But that's pretty much most of what we have in the backyard. I think the only things that I have left are lighting the backyard area. And then we'll work on the office and the upstairs still to go. So we do get an office in here on the first floor, just off of the living room. I kind of figured that one of the parents either was retired or worked from home, or like worked a ton and therefore needed space to like also continue working once they got home. So that was kind of what I had in mind with this office. It's not a kid-friendly office. Like, it's very much an adult office space. You know, we get some nautical stuff in there, some other things that I felt like referenced the parents' work or job. I know that one of the things I put in there was technically from the police career, but you know, whatever thing they get a gold star from their work. It's fine. However they get a gold star is fine. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I also hung the wreath from Cats and Dogs on the front door. I have not play tested this. I do not know if that makes the door unusable, but I really, really like having that wreath on the front door because I usually have a wreath on my front door and I think it's super cute. So I decided to do it, but if it does make it unplayable or unusable, like let me know, because I'm probably going to do it in the future otherwise, because I think it's so much fun. But yeah, didn't play test it, so you might have to take that off the door. Also, I'm changing up the floor plan here because I wanted more bathrooms in the house, because I realized I only had 2 bathrooms for an 8-sim house, and that was probably not enough. So I was actually really happy with it where I'd previously had the dining table area and all of that, but I did end up moving it so I could shove another little half bath in here, because I thought we needed one, like a group bathroom. Don't have group bathrooms. That's weird. A public bathroom is still not the right word. Whatever bathroom I'm looking for. Oh my god, it's been a really long day for me. I feel like I say that in every voiceover. Anyway, a bigger bathroom that everyone can use on the first floor. That's what I'm going for. I did that, yes. Where was I? What was I speaking about? We're trying to get more bathrooms in the house. That's the moral of this story. So we ended up messing with the floor plan on the second floor a lot as well. You can see me fighting with some of these roof lines here. I've got weird walls coming through, weird roof lines coming through. It's a bit of a struggle, but we make it work in the end and get 2 good-sized full bathrooms up on the second floor for all the kids to use. I believe I only put a toddler potty chair in one of them, but there is space in the other one if you needed 2 toddler potty chairs. I also did only build this house for 1 toddler at a time. So if you have more than 1 toddler, I mean, there's plenty of bedrooms for you just to swap out the bed. It'd be super, super easy. But yeah, so that you kind of saw me skip through almost furnishing both of those kid bathrooms. You'll probably know I don't like bathrooms. Like, they're bathrooms. They're done. So we are moving on to one of the bedrooms. I figured this first bedroom would be for a teenager, for a girl. I figured she would be the oldest in the family as well. So she has just like a pretty adult bedroom. Like, there's some things that kind of make her feel like a teen, like having that desk in there, because obviously she has to do her homework, and having a couple of posters or like lights kind of strung up. I feel like that's a very teen thing to have, but it's a pretty adult room, to be honest with you. Like, there's some things that make it feel like a teen's room, but it's, it's a simple space. She's probably an older teen. Like, I think she's probably 16 or 17 if I had to give her a real life age, but yeah, some soft pinks. It's a little girly, but it's not too girly either. I think that would make sense with someone who grew up in a farm community, like actually had a working farm, as this house, I'm implying, does. So yeah, she's got a couple of things that are a little girly, but nothing's too over the top. I also struggled with getting good wallpapers for her, because I liked the wallpaper I picked for everything, but I figured a teen would also want to have repainted her room to something that was more specific for her. So we are moving on to a couple of bedrooms here that I kind of swap back and forth between furnishing them simultaneously. These 2, I figured, were either twins or Irish twins. If you don't know what Irish twins are, they're kids that are born within a year of each other. So like, mom got pregnant, mom got immediately pregnant again, kind of thing. So they're kind of matching rooms. They have a lot of the same stuff, just like in very like slightly different stylistic standpoints. But yeah, I'd say they're both pretty unisex. I wanted them to kind of be whatever you guys needed them to be with, if you downloaded this house. So one of them feels a little bit more masculine to me. One of them feels a little bit more feminine, but I don't make the rules. Do whatever you guys want, So I also intended this green bedroom to be like a super void critter bedroom, and then I didn't put the poster of void critters or put any void critters in their bedroom besides the little like machine thingy. So yeah, that's what I intended, and then I didn't do it, but it's fully furnished. So if you guys want to change it and take some of the stuff that I put in there out, you're more than welcome to do whatever you like. But yeah, I kind of forgot that that's what I wanted to do like halfway through furnishing. I kind of do that a lot. Like if I'm getting towards the end of a build, like it's hard to remember these thoughts that I have as I was going. So yeah, we're working on what I assume to be the second oldest bedroom here. I figured this would be a boy's bedroom, and he would either be a child or a teen, like a very young teen. And I figured he was like very into science and very into movies and like trying super hard to be masculine. So he gets a very dark looking room, as well as some movie posters. And then we get in some, I forget which ones, but either space pictures or whatever you get from looking. Yeah, space pictures. Never mind. I can stop now. It's space pictures. So yeah, I mean, he I feel like is very studious. He's like a little bit nerdy, and that's why he gets some of that space stuff and has like his big desk and big huge bookshelf, because that's what he's into. So then we are working on the last bedroom here. This is the toddler's room. It's very small. It's very bright and colorful because it has no windows also, which is kind of sad, but it's got a lot of light. So you know what? It's fine. It's a very small room. So yeah, I mean, we're just kind of wrapping up here, getting a lot of like last finishing touches and everything like that. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this build as much as I enjoyed making it for you. Like I said before, if you'd like to download this build, it is on the gallery under my Origin ID Emaphant. But thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this build, please leave a like, comment, or a subscribe down below. Thanks again, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!